Happy Sunday, everybody. I'm Nola from Serenidad Consulting and the Peace Ranch, and I'm coming to you from Southport Yacht Club on the Gold Coast in Australia. It's an absolutely beautiful weekend. I've spent the weekend in what is now my home state, shared obviously between here and Texas, which is my other home, and I'm really enjoying the subtropics. This week, I want to talk to you about choices. And I know over time I've brought together a number of topics that are all about choices, but ultimately, your life, as you choose it to be, is going to be subject to other people's actions, words, and inactions and silence. But ultimately, the path that you take is going to be based on the choices that you make when opportunities are presented and when obstacles are placed in your way. So before you make really important life choices, you've got to take time to work out whether going down that path at this point in your life is going to give you the results that you want. Interestingly, yesterday I found a particularly beautiful property. And as some of you know, I've been searching for the right kind of place for Serenidad's very first Australian, the Peace Ranch, and to begin that journey where, I think ultimately our head office operation is going to be back in the United States. But when I think about what Australia needs, we need a facility for peace negotiation and for education primarily. And that facility, as a subordinate role, can also house an office, that we control our consulting opportunities out of. But I look around and I see opportunities by the water. I see them way out in the hinterland behind the Gold Coast, behind the first set of mountains. But yesterday I found a property that it wasn't ticking all of the original wish list of boxes, but it had a whole lot of other things that presented opportunities. So I'm going to put in an offer on that particular property, and if that's meant to be, then it will be meant to be. But I can see how it lends itself to a whole range of possibilities, not just for our engagement with important people, our engagement with individuals, with community groups, with organisations, but it provides the right environment for me to bring people together to sort through the challenges that they face, and as an organisation for us to have our own educational facility. Now, the choices that I've made over the last 6 years since conceiving of the Peace Ranch solution and gaining our trademark, thinking about what it is that we really need to be delivering. Those choices that I've made have stopped me from buying property that I knew wasn't quite right. And it's also allowed me to really refine what is the long-term best outcome and what are the short-term choices that I need to be making. So yesterday was a turning point for me. And not only did I have an opportunity to be back in the subtropics and breathe in the moist air, and therefore have what feels like a whole holiday in just 36 hours, but it also gave me the opportunity to look at something with a fresh set of eyes and say, well, it's not perfect as it is at the moment, but I can make it just right within the next 12 months or so. And what that does is give us a solid foundation in Australia, and that's the choice that I make. Now, there are sacrifices that I personally and the organisation needs to make, but they're short-term sacrifices for a long-term win. Whenever you're in that situation where you need to make a choice, look for the signs that that choice is going to give you not just the strategic outcomes that you're seeking, but the short-term personal outcomes that you're seeking. And think about it more broadly. So think about the impact on other people around you, think about the impact on others into the future, and think about all of the depth of opportunities that lie underneath that choice if you make it. And always know that when you make choices, they will define that period of your life going forward. And as you choose and as you decide, so your life will be formed. That's one of the quotes out of No Boxing Allowed. And oops, I've just had a bug almost fly into my mouth. That was a good quick reflex on my part. But as you make those choices, if you don't choose a particular path, then that's okay too. That's actually what you're allowed to do. Human beings are given opportunities every day. We risk manage situations. We choose yes or we choose no. And that's how your life will be formed. I hope you have a great beginning of April. We're into, nearly Easter time, and I'm really looking forward to that time to reflect and to spend some time with people that I've made arrangements with down south, and to also think about what Easter means to so many people. I hope you have a lovely rest of weekend. Bye for now. Thanks for listening.